Welcome to another tutorial with Creative Arena. Today we're going to take our plan that we have here to make a shell shocker. We're going to add an extension to all four sides of our shell of the Creative Vibe. So here we've got the shell. This is where all the building takes place. I'm going to put my plan over here. Now I pre-drew my lines so that I knew where I would want to cut. For my side extensions, I did a side view, and then because I will use the long version, I did a little bit wider for that front part. So I'm going to start with cutting. Use my box cutter, makes it a little bit easier to deal with cardboard. So we'll take off our parts here. Alright, and then I've got my two angle cuts I need to make. This will allow me to extend off of the shell to make it longer. Alright, so I got a set for each side now. So I got my shell. I'll do my extra measurement. I think I'm going to go, so I can choose to leave some space if I want to, or I can go right to the edge. And I think I'll go right to the edge. So let's see, that's 3 squares in. I want to make sure I'm flush with the bottom because I don't want it to get in the way of the wheels. Put my hot glue on the one side, make sure it's got enough. Alright, then put some glue on the other. Dots tend to work better, especially when you're trying to glue large surfaces. I want to make sure they're about the same so that when I glue my front part, it'll stick. Alright, and so now that I got that measurement, I'm going to mark it because then I should have enough to hit the other side. I just like to draw the line just so that I can be as accurate as possible. Got my cut. Now, this tends to work pretty well when you can just glue the edges. But I can also use my foam shape to reinforce it and keep it nice and sturdy, especially when in battle. Alright, so let that dry for just a quick second. Alright, so I got my first side together. I'll reinforce it with some glue as we go. Work on my other side now. So again, we got the same setup. Alright. Now the next time I do it, I can always cut my wider piece a little bit longer. I had a couple extra centimeters that I could have worked with. So I can duly note that as a way to improve, just to get a better hold on it, because when they crash in the arena, tends to crash hard. So anything to keep my bot together and reinforce is going to be a bonus. All right. All right, my edges again. Go to the top. All right, so that one's, let's see. That was a little short for what I had planned, but we can definitely make it work once it's done burning my hand. All right, gonna reinforce here. And then I'll also use some foam shapes to reinforce on the underside. All right, so I've got my little triangle foam shapes that will fit nicely right inside there. So I'm gonna glue on the inside. All right. And the nice part is, when I'm ready, I can put toothpicks right through there, and that will reinforce the toothpicks and give me an extra strong spike attachment. So I want to do the same on both sides. So I'll put my glue in. I'm gonna grab another triangle. And now I got some reinforcement there. And then I'm gonna also reinforce the inside seam with some extra glue. All right, so that gives me a front and back extension. I can leave it at this stage, but on my plan, I have it going out on the sides as well. So for that, I have 2 more triangles that I can put on, and that's gonna let me get that grip on the side. But first, I got some more cutting to do. So I've measured my sides. I want to cut these out to provide that side extension. Okay, so I'm going to glue my triangles on first, because that's going to make it a lot easier. Put it at that angle. Got my 90-degree angle coming out. So now it's going to be a lot easier to attach that side and get the slant. Give it that shell look. Do the same thing on this side. Okay. Leaving a little lip at the top so that I can glue the edges when I put my sides on. All right, so we got this one here. So we're gonna start by here. I'm gonna do dots just because I want to try to get it to have a good grip. Alright, and once I have it on like that, I'm gonna glue my edges. Try to fill in seams. Add some more glue. over here as well. You never have enough glue. Alright, so that gives me those edges. So now I gotta connect everything. Alright, so I'm gonna mark my spots. I can glue away. And there's different ways you can do your edges. I can do them so that they're flush. I can do them so that they stick out more, give me extra. And I think that's how I'll do it this time. All right. So again, I'm gonna glue those sides. And I can always clip that off. All right, and I'll probably reinforce as well, so I'll get ready for that. I'm gonna glue this side first. And the good part is it's gonna reinforce this other side. All right. Again, biggest thing is to make sure be aware of your measurements for when it gets put on your RC car, because if it's too long or goes down too far, it will get interference from the wheels and it'll mess up being able to move up and down. I'm gonna need one more sheet of cardboard, so that means I'm up to 3 sheets of cardboard. Not that that's a problem. We always have extra materials available when you do the event, but your kit only comes with 2, so you might have to be mindful of your resources or make a different plan for how you plan to just use 2. If you're at the event, you can always get a 3rd from the toolbox that is available. All right. Now this design has been used several times at the events. It is a favorite because it has a good defense strategy. Alright, and so you can clip the tips, the tops of the triangles, you can leave them. I would probably leave them, because one of the other things you need to be mindful of is where you're going to put your balloons. And a great strategy would be to take the clip it right there, and then you can just clip the balloons right to them. You don't even have to glue them on, which means the clips will last longer in battle and it'll hold the balloon better. You just have to be aware of where you're putting any other accessories so that your balloons don't get popped. And then figure out your strategy for where you would put your plastic bowl. That will hold 3 bouncy balls for additional points. And so that is how we would design our shell shocker. We've extended it on all sides and given it our plan to life. Ready for battle.